It's like people are being led astray because there's these blinders on everyone's eyes, man. And it's preventing people from seeing the full picture. It's like they're only seeing 50% of the picture, and they're making life altering decisions that are cutting themselves off from spirit and the rest of humanity, and in essence stagnating them because you're not seeing the whole picture. It's like a person who looks back at their past, and the only thing that they see is that, like, it's like, oh, well, the only lesson that spirit has taught me is that all people do is stab me in the back. And it's like, do you honestly think that spirit like would want you to think that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, do you honestly think that that spirit would want a person to be on earth, an aspect of God to be on earth, and your life lesson is that nothing is ever going to work out for you? No one is ever going to love you. Every time you have something, it's going to be taken from you. And the remainder of your life will be misery and woe. That's the spiritual lesson. Like, do you honestly think that? And I think that's just the biggest heartbreaking thing to me, is that there's so many people on planet Earth that are walking around thinking things like that. And I say it's a spiritual thing because it's blinders, where the only thing that people see or can easily embrace is negativity. Just like how, if you think about like comments on your Instagram, you could post a picture, 100 people could say you're gorgeous, but we have a tendency to harp on the one person that said that you look bad. And you'll sit up there and meditate on that for the whole day and, you know, stare at the picture and try to find something wrong. And it's just like, man, how is it that low vibrational energy, that negative energy, things that steal and rob you of joy, how is it that majority of humanity gives so much life and energy to that, but neglects and ignores positive messages, you know, words that are empowering or affirmational messages? Why are those so much harder to accept? You know what I'm saying? And that's more of a rhetorical question, but I think that's something us as a collective really need to reflect on how is it that we so easily embrace negativity, but we're so quick to push away positive? In the realm of the dyad, it's imperative for us to have dark energy, so to speak, the polar opposite of light energy. It's necessary because it's impossible for me to know myself lest I be in the absence of myself. The absence of self, light, would be the dark. But we are the miraculous thing in the fact that we're both at the same time. But it's almost as if we've come to a place, being on planet Earth, that so many people have lost themselves that to be in a body just completely makes spirit erase. And it doesn't. The dark serves the light in the sense that the challenges and the contrasts, the crossroads, the temptation, the adversary energy, all of that stuff is working for the purpose of helping you remember you and see you. But the thing is we have a tendency to give life and personification to the dark. It's like we create our own demons because we give more life to that than we do to true life. It's like we create all of these things in our head, all of these ghosts, all of these demons that plague us, you know, and then we externalize it and project it onto other people, situations and circumstances in life, and then play victim. Because we cannot see or refuse to see that everything starts and ends with us, you know? And it's like, dude, that's so important. That's life altering when you start to see that. It's easy to blame all of the problems in our lives on external situations. It's easy to be able to just say, oh, I'm just one of those people who just has a sucky life. It's like the human mind is so powerful. And if you really want, you can choose to look at your past differently. Can you change the past? Absolutely not. None of us can. But you do have the ability to look at it from a different perspective. And then some can say, well, how could I possibly look at that different? If you want to have like a fatalistic perception on life, that's why you're suffering.
Open your dome and feel my